Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, Barakatah Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakwadash. Call Haloyam La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, where I learned this truth from. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect that believe on this truth in sincerity. It's your brother Yahweh Khan coming through the spirit of power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai from the GMS Cleveland branch. And Lord willing, this be edifying. Don't know what I'm going to title this as of yet, but I just want to speak on, through the spirit of power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, I want to speak on how the Lord is trying us through the spiritual demon Satan. He has placed a bet on the elect, just as he did with Job. Okay, and I'm gonna, Lord willing, through the spirit edify and build on that point. This is Job chapter 1 and verse 6. Now there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. Okay, so the sons of the Most High. Okay, this is speaking of the angels. And guess who's with the angels? The spiritual demon, the spiritual demon Satan, which he is an angel or a son of God as well. Okay. But it says, verse 7, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. Meaning what? He was doing his job. And what is his job? To tempt. Okay. To tempt people to go off. That's why you see so much evil. Because he is winning. Okay, he has control over majority of the world. Okay, only people he doesn't have control over, okay, or who is not governed by the spiritual demon Satan, is the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, the remnant. But verse 8 it says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job? He asked Satan, did he consider Job? Why? It says that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth the Most High and streweth evil. So he telling them, Job got a good name. Okay, I got respect for Job. Okay, he on good terms with me. Okay, and that's how the elect is with Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, because the Lord knows what spirit he put inside of every individual. Therefore, he knows which spirits are the elect. Okay, and those are the same spirits that he is asking Satan, did he consider, so to speak. Okay, and then verse 9, then Satan answered the Lord and said, does the Job fear the Most High for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thy hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. Okay, now let's read this in the NOT, Job 1 and 11. But reach out and take away everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face. So after the Lord was speaking to Satan good about Job, okay, he feared me. Okay, he escheweth evil, he upright, he got dignity, he got integrity. Guess what? The Satan said, he said, take everything away. And I bet the table's going to turn. He's not going to keep his dignity, his integrity. He going to curse you to your face. And when you read the story, Job didn't curse the Most High. He understood that he was being tested. Okay, that he had to show forth patience, which is the ability to suffer. And even more so, he understood that it was the Lord bringing him through those different situations, trials and tribulations, putting that hell on him. Just like it's the Lord doing this to his men in these latter days to prove us, Lord willing, we have the elect. But finishing on in the NOT, Job 1 and 12. All right, you may test him. So the Lord gave Satan permission to test Job. So how much more the elect? The Lord has given Satan permission to test the elect. Why you think the Lord said acceptable men in the furnace of adversity? Job had to go through the furnace of adversity. And various men throughout the scriptures that we read about went through the furnace of adversity. Why? Because they were found acceptable in the eyes of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, just as Job was. You fear the Most High. You eschew with evil, meaning you hate it. Okay? You don't want no dealings with it. That's acceptable to the Lord. But it says, all right, you may test him, the Lord said to Satan. Do whatever you want with everything he possesses, but don't harm him physically. So Satan left the Lord's presence. Okay. And he took away everything Job had. Okay. As you read this chapter, you'll see he had thousands of cattle and sheep and things like that. He had multiple children. It say he was the richest man in all the East. The Lord let Satan, he gave Satan permission to take away all of that. Why? To try him, to test him. Okay. And then as you read on in the next chapter, you're going to see that the Lord allowed him to inflict Job's flesh. Okay. He had boils, ailments, so to speak, his brothers got in these latter days. And this is all for what? To try and to test us. Let's go from there real quick to James chapter 5. Verse 8, be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. Okay. And we got to be patient. Let's look at this word. Because Yahushua is getting ready to return. It says,
Strong's G 3114, Makrathumeo.
Makrathumeo. Okay. Makrathumeo, to be of a long spirit, which is basically to endure. But it says not to lose heart. Okay. As they say in the world, you know, I got heart, meaning they got confidence, they got courage. Okay, which it takes courage to be able to endure and put up with suffering certain things. It says to persevere patiently. Persevere meaning to refuse to stop. Okay, following after something or someone. So to persevere patiently and bravely in enduring misfortunes and troubles. To be patient in bearing the offenses and injuries of others. Okay. So the point being, we got to be able to deal with whatever the Lord puts us through for however long he puts us through it. Some things the Lord is we're going to have to keep facing until Yahushua returns. Okay. But verse 9, James 5:9, grudge not one against another, brother, unless ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standing at the door, before the door. Take my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example. Okay. Example is used for, if you want to know something or what result something can have, you would look at the person that been through that situation prior so you could know, okay, when that happens, what should I do? Or what can that result in? Well, you would look at the example. That's what it is with the prophets. They served the Lord. They feared the Lord. And guess what? They was getting tested. They was therefore examples for what? For an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Not only did they catch the hell, but they had the ability to endure it, to suffer. Okay, without folding, without cursing the Lord. It says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job. Why did it mention Job? Because the Lord put a bet on Job against Satan. Okay, and that was one of the many examples. Okay, which it was a heavy example at that. It says, ye have heard of the patience of Job, meaning what? They knew about Job. They read the book of Job before. Okay. Or they heard it at least. Okay. It says, and have seen the end of the Lord, because after Job endured everything, the Lord restored everything he lost 100-fold. He had way more than what he had before the Lord took it. And it's going to be the same here in these latter days. But you got to be willing to forsake these things, or to be okay with the Lord taking certain things away. It says that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercies. Okay. Now let's go from there real quick. Matthew chapter 19, just to expound more on the point. Matthew 19:28. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Which ultimately that's speaking to the elect, who will follow after Yahushua, who will persevere patiently. Okay, no matter what happens, they will continue to serve, seek, and have faith in Yahushua. Okay, and it said in the regeneration. Okay, meaning when Yahushua returns, okay, and he establishes his kingdom on the earth as in heaven. It says when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory. Okay, that's when he returns and takes down the wicked elite. Okay. Esau, Edom, as well as the other heathen kings. That's why the scriptures call him the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. And it said he had many crowns, which represents him taking everybody's rulership, which that would be his throne of his glory. Then the earth will know Okay, that all things belong to him. But it says, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones. That's that joint heir, that joint rulership, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And we know we're going to judge the whole earth. Okay, but it represents rulership. And guess what? Verse 29, everyone that hath forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands, okay, you was willing to give up those things, your house, your car, okay, your children, your woman, well, she was a demon anyway, you was willing to give up those things. It says, for my name's sake, why did you give up those things? Because you was serving Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And to tell you, sorry, the first chapter, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Because when you threaten, when these things threaten to leave you, so to speak, okay, you become tempted on, are you going to follow after what's trying to leave you, or are you going to continue to follow after Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua? So it says, for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Okay. You willing to forsake those things, you're going to get them back 100-fold, just as Job did. And he was an example of how the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. But he was also an example of suffering affliction and being patient. Okay. Which, guess what? Guess why he was able to become that example? Because the Lord gave Satan permission to test him. Okay, he is known as the tempter. And guess who else he tested? Yahushua. Let's go from there to Luke chapter 4 and verse 1. And Yahushua, being full of the Holy Spirit, returned from Jordan and was led by the Spirit into the wilderness, being 40 days tempted of the devil, which is synonymous, it's the same as Satan. Okay, which we know his physical counterpart is the Edomites, but it's still he is still, okay, over the left-hand spirit, so to speak. He is the one that sends the left-hand spirits to you via the permission of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And it says, being 40 days tempted of the devil, and in those days he did eat nothing, showing you when you fast, the left-hand spirits will attack you even more, because you more in tune with the right-hand spirit when you fasting. Okay, you liken unto an angel, because angels don't eat nor drink. It says, and when they were ended, he afterward hungered. And the devil said unto him, if thou be the Son of the Most High, command this stone that they be made bread. And Yahushua answered him, saying, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word of the Most High, which goes back to Deuteronomy. Okay, and as you read, Yahushua was combating the spiritual demon Satan. Okay, with the scriptures, with precepts. And guess what? Okay, the spiritual demon Satan was hitting him with precepts as well. Okay, was showing you that you gotta actually be in tune with the spirit. Okay, because he said, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone. And what did the spiritual demon Satan tell him? He told him to make the stones bread. But the bread, you being able to eat food, is not what's going to guarantee you life. It's living by the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, and you could continue to read, but I want to get down to the point in verse 13. And when the devil had ended all the temptation, he departed him from a season. Departed from him for a season. Let's read that in NOT. Luke 4 and 13. When the devil had finished tempting Yahushua, he left him until the next opportunity came. Until the next opportunity came. He wasn't done tempting Yahushua. Yahushua just overcame every temptation. Okay, now every temptation is not written. But guess what? Let's go from there to Hebrews chapter 2. I'm about to get ready to close out. Chapter 2 and verse 18. For in that he himself hath suffered being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted. Succor meaning to help. Yahushua was tempted over and over again, just as we are tempted over and over again. And he is the one that helps us. Okay, he's the one that makes a way out for us to escape those temptations. And not only that, but to bear. Because you could get put in a situation and you feel like it's about to break you, but it's really not, because the Lord not going to tempt us above what we are able. I'll tell you that 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. Okay. But the point being, Lord willing, this was edifying. It's like if I was all over the place, but the point being that the spiritual demon Satan's job is to test us. And it's not just for a moment. He's going to test us until Yahushua returns. Which I'm going to close out with this. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant. Be sober meaning be focused. Be practicing temperance and self-control. Okay. Don't be drunk off the ways of this world. Don't be too caught up in the flesh. It says, and be vigilant. Be vigilant. You got to know when the spirits, left-hand spirits attacking you. Okay? You got to know when left-hand spirits is attacking you directly or through people around you, whether it be a brother, your demon, your children, whatever it may be. This is all a part of being sober, being vigilant. But it says, why? Because your adversary, the devil, adversary meaning at verse 2, we trying to do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And the spiritual demon, Satan's job is to stop us. Why? Because he is the adversary. It says, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Meaning what? He is on a hunt, and not just on it's not an ordinary hunt. He really trying to get his prey. He is trying to win that bet that he made with the Lord. And we can't let him, Lord willing. Lord willing, this was edifying. Closing, I'm going to say, Barakateh Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Call Lord Yom La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach over where I learned this truth from. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect that believe on this truth and sincerity. The next time I say, Kwam Yasha Allah wa Mawatha Lababo Shalom.